Hey guys, and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 21 with the Oakland Athletics. It's been a while since I have posted a new video. I've been focusing on my interviews as well as had the opportunity to go and all broadcast some live baseball games. I was up in Fargo, North Dakota last weekend to do play-by-play for the Chicago Dogs, American Association team that's been playing now for, well, the season started about 2 weeks ago, and got the opportunity to do some play-by-play for them. So I've been focusing on that. You can actually check out my interviews there. The Dogs general or the Dogs manager, Butch Hobson, has been coaching the Dogs since they started a couple years back. Former professional baseball player, or Red Sox fans are probably familiar with Butch. So I've just kind of been focusing elsewhere. But I have some time here over the next couple of days, and I want to get a video out. So yeah, it's been a bit. It's been a spell. So let's go back and let's take a look at where we were as a team and kind of where we are. So when we finished, I guess finished at the trade deadline. So we finished at July 31st. We were well under 500. We were 51 and 60 something. And we had an unbelievable August, 20-9, and then 12-6 in September. So 32-15 over the last 2 months. It got us back into the race. Actually, ended up not making the season, but it was close. We ended up 5 games out. We got as close as about 3 games or so. Faltered down the stretch a little bit, but ultimately it was a really surprising season for us, and one that I'm pretty happy with. What we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at the team stats, and then we're going to skip ahead to the off season, and we're going to run through the off season. So let's start with offense. Let's start with our couple of decent seasons from a couple of players. Herb Blanche, our starting third baseman, 58 doubles, 93 RBIs, only put up a 785 OPS. That's because that on base percentage is forever going to keep that OPS a little light, but hit 300 with a 457 slugging. He's a very, very good defensive third baseman as well, so still has room to grow. So he could easily end up a 320 hitter, playing elite defense. So pretty solid at third base for us there. Mario Zabala is our starting center fielder. He's probably done at the end of this season. He's not asking for a lot of money, but we have some younger players who I want to get some playing time. So, but he was pretty good this year, at least from a defensive perspective. Jim Lacombe, he is the guy that we traded for him off season. Got him from Milwaukee, and I stuck him in the starting lineup in about May. We called him up sometime in May, and all he did was hit 45 home runs in 119 games. And a 227 batting average, would put up a 933 OPS. So he's fun, and he's only 25, and he's a very, very good defensive outfielder. So that's a bat that we absolutely live with in the lineup. 2.5 WAR on the Mario Guevara. He was the one who just a great bat, and let's go to our scout. Really solid bat, but can't play defense. Has no position, so he's really just going to be a DH. And played pretty well for us. Picked him up at the trade deadline, 32 games, 8 home runs, RBIs, put up a 1,004 OPS. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with him because we have a lot of players who can DH, but we'll find a home for him. Jose Valdez was a very pleasant surprise. He was one of our Rule 5 picks last year. And all he did was hit 36 home runs, driving 106, put up a 900 OPS. So I'd say that was a successful Rule 5 draft. Very poor defensive first baseman. So again, another DH. We got like 3 or 4 players who are really nothing but DH types. So we'll have to figure that out in off season. Taylor Trammell, a nice pickup for us. Did exactly what we wanted him to in the outfield. Played leadoff most of the season. Put up a 2 WAR. Pretty good bat. Luis Lopez was another Rule 5 kid that we picked up. He's only 22. I'm thinking he's going to start next season AAA just because he's only 22. But put up a 1,026 OPS in 71 games last year. So we'll have to see what sort of growth we get out of him in the offseason. Chris Russell was our big free agent signing in the offseason. 4-star catcher. And he didn't really hit all that well. Ended up hitting 205. 718 OPS isn't terrible because his on-base percentage and slugging were relatively high compared to his batting average, but it was his first big league season. Very good defensively, so I'm hoping next year he bounces back and better because he's making $16 million a year, and we don't have a lot of money. And then, the rest of our offense, Ciapara, Manny Araujo, second base, a couple of kind of good glove, no bat type players, although Ciapara is really young. He still got room to grow and had 44 extra base hits last year, so he looks pretty solid. Araujo, another one, almost identical. Ciapara, good bat, good glove. Or okay bat, good glove. Alex De Hoyos, we picked him up from the Red Sox. Outstanding defensive center fielder. He's the one who will likely move into that position. Played 32 games for us after the trade deadline. Hit the ball really well. And he's a captain, so I like him. We go over to pitching. A couple of really nice years. So Ivan Andrade, we picked him up right around the trade deadline from the Mets, and he was really good for us. 5-4, 2.71, 2.2 WAR in 14 games. He is our ace. He's only 7. He's going to get a lot of money next. Josh Beck is what he is. I mean, he's middle of the road. Still has some room for growth, but he's already 27, so I don't know how much better he's going to get. I don't know if it'll actually happen. Mike Springer, we picked up in the Rule 5 as well. And his stats look really, really nice. His numbers were, again, they were just okay, but remember, he hasn't pitched above AA ball, so and I'll take it. Fine. Josh Wilcher is our 23-year-old. He was just okay this year as well, but his first year as a starter. Pitched 180 innings, and I expect him to be better next year. So the top 3 in our rotation are pretty solid, and Danny Carcamo was another young kid who was our closer a year ago. Really struggled this year, but and his ratings indicate that he should be better than he is. For 100 miles an hour, and he's a ground ball pitcher, so his numbers indicate that he should be better. So we'll hope he bounces back. Beyond that, Haifeng Z, he was an international free agent last season, and he was okay. I mean, again, he's only 23 years old, still got room to grow. He wasn't great. 0.92 ERA, give up too many home runs, I think. But if that stuff hits 100 and these other numbers improve where they look like they will, he could be a solid closer for a long time to come. And then the rest of our bullpen is just guys. We're all replaceable, and nobody here's all that outstanding. So that's our team. That's how we did this year. I want to show you guys this. So this is the world, so to speak, I've been playing since the beginning when I started with the Cubs and then went over to the Red Sox, and now we're on to excuse me. Now we're on to Oakland. Cody Bellinger is approaching Barry Bonds. As soon as it loads here, I'll show you. I think he's sitting at 720 home runs. 715 home runs. And his ratings are still, he's 36, but his ratings are still nuts. So, if he has a season comparable to what he's done the last 3 years, he should catch Bonds next season. Bryce Harper's still playing, still going strong at 38. He's closing in on 700 home runs. Matt Olson, the former Oakland A, has moved on to the Dodgers. He's still going strong. He will probably hit 700 this year. Gleyber Torres will probably hit 700 this year. Ron Alvarez is probably going to hit 600 this year. So a lot of home runs in this world. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are. Once we get to the off season, we don't have a ton of money. We've got some. We're in pretty good shape. We got $33 million. I don't want to spend it all. I want to spend it smartly. So, maybe a starter, not even an ace, but maybe a starter. And then I don't know what I want to do with my offense. I've got a lot of players who are solid defensively, but aren't great offensively. Ciapara and Araujo come to mind. Blanche is probably doesn't fall into that same category because his bat is, at least his contact is a lot better. I think we could use for an upgrade in the middle infield if we can find somebody who can hit better. Zabala is going away. Hoyos will be our new center fielder next year, but he's just kind of holding it for our top prospect here, Josh Allen. So, our starting left fielder next year will likely be Phil Golladay. If he improves just a tad, but if not, I'm perfectly content going into next season with Bramall. Defense is slipping, but offensively, he still provided a good bat for us. So I think we're going to be looking offensively, and then we want to improve the bullpen. Maybe pick up another starter. See, offensively, we're not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead now and sim ahead to the end of the postseason. And then we can start looking at arbitration, kind of see exactly how much money we're going to have going in agency. So, hey, we'll be back in just a sec. All right, we are back. It is the off season. World Series champions are the Chicago Cubs. Did the Toronto Blue Jays. World Series. You can see the Charlotte Bucks are one of the expansion teams. Nice season. 74. Interesting performances off. Played a little bit above their head, some of their numbers, but make it to the world, or you make it to the playoffs, you can't complain all that much. Boom. It doesn't work out, but games this year. All right, so bang into my 61 messages. It's our pre-season. Season goals. Didn't make the playoffs. He's happy about our record. Increased attendance. Dropped G. Found a good prospect. Our minor league system is being increased, so likes what we did. 500 ball, upgrade in left field, increased top 6 minor league system. Playoffs in the next 5 seasons. Budget, $110 million. Dames retired. We picked him up mid-season. Bunch of players retire. End of the season prospect list. Josh Allen is number 6, so that's awesome. Red Sox got sold to Danny Bueno. Okay. Hold the team. Yes. All right, so what do we got to do here? Take a look. Let's take a look at our front office. Make coaches or anything. Good. We got Mark Pryor as our pitching coach, Bobby Segal as our hitting coach, Theo as our scouting director, and Ben Erlbeck. Cool. So, should probably some of these guys are here. Fran Riordan. Okay. Gone. We'll move Bobby Crosby up to here in AAA. Jeff Bennett will be pitching coach in AAA. Ryota Arai, batting coach. Lloyd Turner will move double A manager. Fresco will be pitching coach in play. Connell noted, that's fine. So we'll move. Okay, it's fine. Stay where you are then, I guess. Chaka. IA. Coaches in our system. Nice when we need to on. Crosby. Yeah, it's not good. Oh, Cha-cha. Cha-cha. Chaka. Yeah, same thing. Coaching staff. All right, so from a front office perspective, we still have some money. We got $38 million for free agents, $35 for extensions. We got a fair amount of money in scouting and development. I'll leave that the way that is. Probably increase ticket prices a bit. Cent hour, $22. That's probably fine. Salary arbitration. I know we're going to end up spending some money here because we got Andre up for arbitration. Buddy here that Eric Cook had a really good season, so back, it kind of take care of these first, and then we can start looking at money, what we need to start to bring them back. Had a good season, so off from an extent. I don't think he's ever going to make anything of himself, but he had a good season, so. Genry Moran, a minor league extension. Lopez, and you can get a catcher who hits. I want to keep him around, so all right, that works. Sign a couple back, and as I adjust here, start looking at Zabala. We're gonna try to move him. Medina, good with 8. I say this all the time, but interested in angry because we had him down in AAA. Logan Tanner, we traded for him. He's not interested in discussing. We're going to keep him on as well. Sarmiento, been interested in talking. Again, I always do this just to obviously avoid arbitration, but more importantly, if well liked, you get that bump in fan interest. And so Edniel Nunez, we're going to him. Miller was in right? Save 1.7 there. Jack Owen, save 1.4 there. Cutting those 3 people saved us about $4.5 million, which for a team like us is a big deal. Arcano, 2. There, this is the big one. This is really the only one that is going to cost us anything. It's Andre. It's $12 million in arbitration. this. That's 150 million. 3, 4, 5, 6. Save $1 million this year. Know if he's going to take this. I think he might want more than that, but I'd be happy with it. Well, okay. I'd be good with that. That's 4 years. That's 32, 45. So 4 years, 54 million. 6. Okay, that's fine. I'm good with that. Because if he has a decent season, he's going to want more than 30 next year. So I will take that. All right, so let's see what we can get. And one of the things I'm going to try to do going forward is I'm going to try to get involved in this a little bit more, show you the process rather than just show you the results. So instead of saying, hey, I traded Mario Zabala, we're going to look and see what we can get for him, see if we can make a deal. We'll do it, quote unquote, live. So let's see what we get. I don't want veterans. Players, and let's see what we get. So yeah, I think we're going to be looking offensively, looking to add a pitcher, and looking to add some bullpen help in free agency this year. And we've got some money, and again, I don't want to spend it all, but I do want to spend some of it. I want to just make sure those look like there are a couple of decent deals in there. So I just want to make sure that this hasn't changed. Very hard, heavily favored prospects. Okay. Because before I would set it that way, I would set limitations on myself for trades and not move. Felt like I was, I don't know, scamming or taking advantage of the AI. But having it set on very hard and prospects, I thought is, if I can get it, I can get it. So we've got Chris Roberts, who's a 25-year-old reliever. But I did say I needed relievers. He's not bad. Good stuff. Sidearm power pitcher. 2 really good pitches. It's a definite possibility. Making the league minimum. That's perfect. Flacco, he's a former one of our former guys. He was a former draft pick when we were part of the Red Sox. Oh no, we traded for him. Guess it doesn't really matter. It's a different team, but let's take a look anyway. Flacco and Newman. Oh, he's part of the Patino deal. Okay. Getting rid of Louis Patino. Same thing. 2 good pitches. Bullpen arm. Again, I've said I needed a bullpen arm, so it's not a bad option. Burris. It's center field. I'm moving somebody who's already as good as him. So I think I like Roberts more than Klockow right now. So I like Klockow more. I don't know. But those are 2 good options. So let's see what else is here. Cubs are getting rid of everybody. Starter. Elite bullpen arm, but and I love how they add contract information in here. So you've got their current deal, and then you've got their extension. So see what you're getting into. I love that. David Ronho, movement. Rodriguez, 50. Oh, but if I remember correctly, he is, and he's money. I don't pay money. It looks like probably going to be one of those first two people we saw. Follow Covington. He's actually a starter. Actually a starter. Of course, if you make him a starter, his stuff's going to drop. But still, 3 good pitches, really good stamina. So that's an like he's already 28 though. That's the only problem. Tyler Fullman, he's also 28. Oh, excuse me. Not bad. Starter. He's old. Not old, but older. I wish I was still. Baseman. I don't need another first baseman. Snow. Is he actually a starter? Actually, but I don't. So let's just look at prospects. Just see if it changes things at all. But I think it's going to be one of those first 2 pitchers we looked at, the guy from Boston or the guy from nobody really standing out. Getting a catcher prospect might, yeah. In case Russell doesn't work out, but yeah. Let's talk to Atlanta. Start. So they got a third baseman, shortstop. I did say I wanted to upgrade at shortstop, and not he's not a great hitter of shortstop, but much of a bat. So let's start with Chris Roberts. Let's see if we add any. Curry, power bat. 5 eligible. Maybe they will if they don't to player consider a culture doing. I don't have to take. I'm pretty content with the deal as it stands, but always got to try, right? Find something better. At you know, defensively, sweeten that. There, I'm up. Go. Um, might be worst arm in the staff. It means just not somebody. If I put him in, scout's gonna hate. Let's go straight up here, Zabala for Roberts, but see what happens if. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it though because I have a lot of pitching depth in the minors. I have a lot of young arms. Don't have it off young offensive talent. Add anything to this? Scott Dixon. Let's see. Good with this. Roberts and Luna for Zabala and Perrico. Get one of those bullpen arms that we were talking about. Still has room to grow. get a 21-year-old catcher with a solid bat and above average defensively. Don't like the fact that we lost Zabala. That's fine. Uh, 40 man. Should take a look and see if add it to the 40. I mean, we still got a ways to go, but see if there's any. We do have some young talent. We have some players that are starting to come along. A couple of good 24-year-old pitchers here. Chilton looks like he's starting to hit the ball. Yeah, good man. We start the season. Start him. He should be playing in the major. Start him. So we'll mess around with this later. We'll mess around with where players are going to start because players are going to develop and stuff over the course of the offseason. So I think that's the only move I want to make pre-free agency is to free up that money from Bala. So that should give us around $40 million to spend in. See. And once we see what we are going to spend in free agency, we can add more to scouting, development, and stuff. We can just make sure. I think I need to spend that much on the draft budget. I think we're going to run into a situation where we pick somebody at 17 or 18 where we're going to be picking this year, and it's going to be asking for $12 million or something. And if they do, we still have enough money to make it happen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sim ahead to free agency. We'll see what's available. We'll figure out what we want to need, what we need, and see what we can do about improving this club. So it'll be just a second. For me, it'll be however long it is. So hey, be right back. Guys, we are back, and it is free agency time. See, though, let's take a look at the awards. AL Gold Glove winners. Mario Zabala, us in Atlanta, is our one glove winner. Fine. Juan Gonzalez, pitcher Gold Glove. Adley Rushman, Octavio Ron, Yankees. Orioles. Oh, Herb Blanche. I didn't even see him. Herb Blanche won the Gold Glove for us. Federico Granados. He is a monster. 7 years old, national free agent. 10.5 WAR. So that's what you get when you are 100 level rated shortstop and hit 50 home runs. That's Heston Kjerstad with the Indians, and then Jerry and Angels in the National League. Genesis Cabrera of the Braves, Antonio Gomez, Giants, Alex Bohm of Marlins, Rusty Stewart, Bobby Carlberg, Dorian Gonzalez, Justin Jones, Zion Minister. AL Reliever of the Year went to Ruben Ibarra of, I would say that's fair. He put up a 1.70, 42 saves. National League, Tommy Shimabukuro of the Cubs. 114 strikeouts in 68 innings, 0.570. I'd say that would do. AL Silver Sluggers. Sean Clark. Sorry. Shifting my mic around. Sean Clark of the Rays. Devin Cassie of Red Sox. Jeremy Astros. Rookie. 43 home runs, 108 RBIs as a rookie. Jordan Walker of the Bills. Granados of the Bills. Eric Doyle for the Royals. Like him a lot. Jared Kelenic, Julio Rodriguez, and Eddie Orioles, National League. Hurdle, Ali Sanchez of the Rockies. I always like Ali Sanchez in the defense is so good. Actually, Performing offensively in the save, Kevin Pretty of the Phillies, Argueta of the Pirates, Jim Payne of the Pirates, Fernando Tatis of the Cardinals. His career. He's 32 years old, $36 million, sitting on 158 home runs, 68 WAR. Yeah. Then Juan Soto has been even better, and he's next on the list. Let's take a look at Juan Soto, shall we? He's third, I think 30 now. 33 years old. Just look at that. He's like fourth all time in walks right now. I was pulling up his stats; they're just absurd. Fourth all time in walks. He's 33 years old. He's going to hit his 600th this year. He's going to be 2,600 plus hits seasons. Career 450 on base percentage and 620 slugging. And Cody Bellinger, who we already looked at, break the all-time home run record this upcoming season. Sean Clemens, a stud out of Colorado. AL Rookie of the Year, Jeremy Gaetan of Astros. We had 4 and 5. Look, Valdez. It's pretty good. Rookie of the Year. Pirates hit 46. Wow. He's good. AL Skipper of the Year. Yashi of the Blue Jays. National League, Pedro Munoz. AL Pitcher of the Year goes all 26-year-old, 11 and 8.5 ERA. National League, Zabel of the Pirates. They had 1 and 2, Zabel and Acevedo. I thought about trading for one of them at the trade deadline. They were both they weren't asking for much, but they were both old. Not old, but older. They're both 30 and over. So I decided to go our guy from the Mets. So, but if one of these guys is a free agent, that might be an attractive target. AL MVP was the shortstop, Federico Matos. No surprise there. Anybody on this list, and then Bellinger. So let's look at it this way. We'll look at it it's up here. 7-time most valuable player, 14-time All-Star, 13-time Silver Slugger. I'd say he's a surefire Hall of Famer. What do you guys think? All right, so let's take a look at what we've got for agents. International variety. Good. Really, not terrible. Never going to hit for a high average, so. Already signed with somebody. So we got Jim Pruitt, the starting pitcher, Cubs. CL Rodriguez pitched. Yeah, here's Zabel. So there are absolutely some pitching targets here. Let's look at. So pitching staff. Like I said, we could use a starter. I'd like to slide Springer and Wilcher down to 4 rather than 2, 3. I'd like to pick up a pitcher. At least one bullpen arm. We picked up one in Chris Roberts, so I'm happy there. At least one arm to go along with some of these guys, and want someone who's preferably a strikeout pitcher, but better than Sarmiento. Someone who's got movement control. At least one bullpen arm, a starter. Probably middle infield will be my target. Specifically a second baseman. I kind of like Ciapara. He's still got room to grow. He's only 23. It's just a great defense. I kind of like him. I can stand his bat at the bottom of the lineup, but I can't withstand both of them. So middle infielder, and then an outfield bat. I mean, we absolutely. So if we go call up Galladay, we call up Medina, have a lot of. I don't want to say middling because they're not terrible, but they're not great. So, an outfielder, a second baseman, starting pitcher, and the bullpen. It's kind of what. So let's see what we've. Soto. Fortunately, $46 million. Let's look. And start with pitch. See what. So Pruitt, $42 million compensation. Babel, $40 million compensation. Bibby, $15 million compensation. Draft pick. Sign any of these guys. Good, but that's a lot of money. Instead, disruptive sand colors. Stomaila. Upgrade. Osiel Rodriguez. Compensation. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Although, I mean, what's the comp pick? Round pick? I mean, not terrible, right? That. I'd really like to go after one of Sheeran. Ritz, fragile, asking for $40 million a year. That seems like a disaster waiting to happen. Zabel is asking for. So I keep an eye on Zabel, see if that end comes down. I don't absolutely have to have a starting pitcher. Nice to have one, but I don't have to have. See what we can do about the bullpen. There are a lot of old pitchers here. This is a disappointing. I have to see if we can do something. Adding this is 30. Well, old. Do it. Fortunately, Ryan is a former Cub. We have Cubs. Let's go back to free agents. Our plan might be a little different. Happens. So if we look at Adams, guy that we had Cubs, he's a hitter but can't play outfield. What we have is already as good. So this one's $30 million. This is really disappointing, guys. Mr. Our already have him outfield. Rylan Bannon is 35. Sucks. Harper. His career elsewhere. Sia. It's over. Downs. Sia and stinks. Got money and I want to spend it. Nothing here. It's all or nothing. The upper value of agents, the higher end free agents are super good, but it drops off so quickly. You get below about Royce Lewis, just gets bad. Same thing with pitchers. They're there. So all right, so let's go to players. Shortstops. See something prospects too. Not that we're going to prospect. AIs value their prospects. Should. Aim here that we solid 6 prospect. See it. Starting point. But at least we know kind of where we're going to be starting, and not going to be 4-star. It may not even be a 3.5 star. Might have to go down to a 3-star to find somebody that's good as what we have or what we're looking for. Bad. Basically just a better version. It wasn't shortstops who second baseman, so I'm already screwing this up, guys. Second base. All right. Second baseman. Somebody relatively young. This guy can play right field, second base. Is that what? Stewart. Ways off, but plays with the Cubs. Like him. One of my favorite players. So good. May not end up doing much here, guys, and that's a little disappointing. This guy. The league minimum. Second baseman. Part-time. Are interested in giving. Come on, Andre. Okay. So that's not going to happen. So let's look. There were starting. Not going to get somebody in this world here. Not in a might be able to pick half-star starter. Somebody. I'd really like to go after Zabel, but not at that cost. So let's talk about consistent. A lot of money relatively speaking. All right, well, that sucks. Okay. Let's do this. This is just kind of all a starting point, guys. I mean, going to be make some do a lot of the digging off camera because you see it all, but some worker is going to be backup outfielder. Holiday to Hoyos Lacombe starters. I think. Let's do this. Let's see what back in the for a second baseman or starting some. Two and a half star type pitchers or players. See, the Cubs look like they want to shed some salary, so maybe something fragile though. Or in opt out. Consider it if he was to be locked down that entire length. Go and talk to the Cubs. Talk to the Cubs. Clearly trying to shed payroll. So let's do this. See, I don't want to pay that guy from Cincinnati dollars. Seems silly to me. Does opt into the contract. We're gonna while his ratings are really solid. His time in 2030 with his time last year was had 3 really good years in a row in terms of consistency and stuff. But it's 2 years, a lot, but he's good while he's see something. I'm gonna see if potentially make that deal. GM does or Theo doesn't like it. Not entirely why he if he can stay healthy. All right, so I'm gonna fiddle around here. That's sort of a taste of what it is I'm gonna be looking at. Starting pitcher, we want some bullpen arms, a second baseman, outfield. So that's gonna be goal here going forward. We have a couple of trade chits that we Lopez. We are now 3 catchers run with Luna next year. Tanner, Rivara, we can just because we don't have a home for him. So we've got some trade chits. We don't have a lot of high ceiling minor league talent, but we have a lot of high floor talent that I would be comfortable moving. So I'll probably look to see what I can do there. Eye on sure, Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Peyton Dabble. looks like he's got a couple teams interested in him, so I don't know if it's gonna last, but I'll keep an eye on him through it and see if get those offers. Would be dollars for 7 years. Him for 7 years. Certainly don't want to pay $40 million. So if I can get him closer to like 30 and 5, like that, but even seems a little harsh. So an eye out. Not going to pay dollars for a closer. So there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to have to do. Some significant fiddling I'm going to do out. So when we come back, it will be probably the Rule 5. Probably back at the Rule 5 because I'm sure we'll make. So hang tight. Be right back. All right, guys, we are back. It is the Rule 5 draft, and we have landed a big fish, and then we made a couple of deals. So let's take a look at the big fish. Now, I don't know if you remember just a minute ago where I said I wasn't comfortable paying him for 7 years at $40 million, but I would be content with 5 at 30. Well, wouldn't you know it? I got Peyton Zabel at 5 and 30. He's got player opt-out after 2 years and then a team option in the 5th year. So I'm fine with this. If he pitches well, he'll opt in. We'll have him for 4 years at 120, and then we can decide what to do with him in 2036. If he does really well, he'll opt out, and then we're only on the hook. So I am very content with that, and that makes our rotation pretty solid. But that's not all. We also made a trade. We made 2 separate trades with the Red Sox, so we will basically just consider them one deal. Actions. So the most recent trade we made a couple days before the Rule 5 wanted to make a move to address our offense, to get another bat in there. So we sent 28-year-old Carlos Sarmiento and minor league center fielder Mike Rainey, 26 years old, to the Red Sox, getting 27-year-old first baseman Van Luke. Now, those of you who have watched this series from the beginning, going all the way back to the Cubs save, know who Joey Van Luke is because he's been with every club that I have been a part of. We signed him as an international free agent, the very first international free agent that I signed as a general manager of the Cubs, all the way back on July of 2020. We traded for him when we took over the Red Sox. Now traded for him with A's, so he's just following us around. He will move into our starting lineup as probably the first baseman, better first than Jose slightly. So he'll be either our first baseman or our DH. And that means we've got a lot of bats here that we keep with Lopez and Guevara, and we may just keep as a pinch hitter off the bench. I'm not entirely sure. Just rakes against lefties, so he might be a good option as a left-hand platoon type. While that Luis Lopez is a trade candidate, just don't have a spot for him at this point. So we Luke, plug him in. Last year, you can see hit 30, 96 OPS, 45 doubles, 25 homers, 104 runs. So he'll slide into the lineup nicely there. The other deal we made with the Red Sox was a little bit more minor, but it was to address the bullpen, which we to do something about after we had signed, or I guess it was before we signed Zabel. We traded Josh Beck to the Red Sox, getting Chris Dempsey. Beck had a pretty good year last year as our 3 starter, but once we picked up Zabel, or once we knew we were going to go after Zabel, he was expendable. Kind of a swing man. Pitched poorly last year, but it was his first full season. Wasn't going to get much better. So we picked up an electric arm. Dempsey. His control's a little rough, but great stuff, great move. Outstanding ground ball pitcher, and he pitches from the left side. So it's going to move into that setup role alongside what's his name? The guy we got from the Braves, Dempsey and Roberts will be our setup men this upcoming season. And then we have, you know, the rest of our pens. Okay, we may need to add another back of the bullpen arm because we have 12 pitchers. I don't necessarily think we have to have 13, but none of our guys in AAA appear to be ready yet. All looks like they're all about a year away. This guy, third round, 26. Oh, that's right. He played our backup outfielder last year. Another trade chip potentially. Package him. Lopez get a solid bullpen arm. See him and Lopez can get a solid. If this year goes well, next year we will really attack the offense and see if we can pick up something stud style offensive play. And I could just do it, spend the money on someone like Ano, who's good, or Osorio, who's really, really good, but necessarily want to add. It's not actually. Here's at 7. Really good. Get them to eat some of his. 25%. So if I plug in, probably gonna ask for. Right, let's try this. Let's submit this, and maybe they'll take it. I'd be happy with that. Well, that means we're paying them about 6 for the next 3 years, which is fine. All right, so now we go to the Rule 5, and let's see if that many people in our minor league system have to sign some minor leagues. And he's coming nicely. Gonna start the year in Double-A, probably finish the season in Triple-A, and then next will probably. Let's go to Rule 5. 16th. Probably be draft around. So let's pick. Alrighty. 5. There are a couple of are not overly impressed, but Dave Herrera potentials are nice, but he's nowhere close to his blue and shine, but no. Kind of a crappy 5 year. It's fine. Always like to try to find diamond in the rough 5, help your team. But here. Bad bat. Still got to go. Let's do it. So let's look. Stinks. Like I guess they wouldn't be on the Rule 5 if they're significantly higher, but I was hoping somebody around a contact. If Jose Sanchez had a contact, tolerate it. So I don't want him skipping the 5 this year. So we're going to skip the Rule 5. Going our Hall of Fame picks. And we're going to call it section. May sim ahead until that goes through or doesn't go through. It's complete round. Always nice to pick up a catcher. Down year. So let's go to Hall of Fame voting. Our Hall of Fame picks. Call it a section. Right. Chris Archer. Braun. Oh. Robbie Cano. Like as a second baseman, he was really high and he had 600 hits. I mean, nothing to shake a stick at there. Garrett Cole, yes. Bartolo Colon, yes. Schmidt. I'm going to say no. This version of Goldschmidt wasn't that good. No on Carrasco. Say yes to Hamels. Say yes to Felix. Hurt too long. Lester, yes. Less. I want to vote for Pete. So Sale. Votto. Joey Votto is a Hall of Famer. Don't at me. Votto is a Hall of Famer. Fantastic baseball player. That is my ballot. Cole, Colon, Moles, Hernandez, Mr. Sale, Votto. All right. So we have a little bit of money left. We upped our ticket prices by 10%, and we had a huge bump in revenue season tickets because of the made in the off season. So we still have some money that we can throw around if we want to. I don't necessarily know that I want. I think that I've made, especially if we can land that deal for Marcano Cubs. Look real, see if Harper's on the market. Might not be bad in a backup outfielder hitter position. He can only play right. Harper. Bad. I mean, that's still a solid bat. Can play left. Not nearly as good. Got Valdez and Van that are going to face DH, but if I got Harper, it would be a matter of rotating McComb, Harper, Valdez, and Van left, right, first and work. Bryce Harper on a 1. Still got great power, still has a great eye. So I feel like there's value there. Not going to hit for a high average. Still got a ton of pop. Hit 36. I mean, he still posted an 800 OPS last year. Ton of home runs, drove runs, walked almost 100. Get anything close to that for offer Harper 6 and see what we get. All right, so we got offer for Harper in. We've got deal for the Cubs reliever in. I think that's going to be here off season. So I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead to opening day. To Sano, Sock, good outfielder, captain. Doesn't want. I kind of feel like you have to deal, and then like you have to make this kind of deal, and then sort it out in spring training, and maybe make some moves in spring training, bringing in a lot of outfielders. If Campusano and Harper outplay Galladay, and De Hoyos, then that's fine. Well, can stick around as a bench bat at this point. Start, I don't. Yeah, I think you just load up on talent and then figure it out. So that's what we're gonna. So I'm gonna sim ahead to opening day, and when we get to opening day, we'll run through the final moves and kind of what the roster looks like. We'll set our lineups, we'll set our pitching staffs and stuff. Call it an episode. So we'll be right back. There we go. All right, guys, we are back. It is opening day, or just before opening day, and we got to cut down the roster. We did sign both Harper and Campusano. So we got a lot of decisions to make here. We got a huge roster. So let's start with the pitching staff, because I think that's probably going to be a little easier. Pitching ratings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, that's probably it, because it's going to bring us down to 13. Yeah. Don't like. It's in the wrong. Possible I screwed up. There. Jets. All right. Well, this is our current pitching staff. There are a couple names on here I'm not super crazy about. Anybody who's got a 28 control and can't back it up with this level stuff, Dosser is not going to pitch much. But here are the pitching staff. So our ace is going to be 22-year-old Peyton Zabel. By grade, followed by, we got 3 young pitchers here. I think based off stats, our camo had the worst season. I don't know if I'm ready to anoint him my number 3. Really not. We're gonna go Springer, Carcamo, and then Witcher, I think. Just like that. And then our closer, Coffee here. In this video a little earlier than I normally do. I think we're gonna go Sorio as the closer this year. G. Dempsey will be my setup guys. Roberts is going to be my middle relief often. Poppy's going to be middle relief slash high leverage. He had a good year last year. Pretty solid last year. Silguero is going to be long relief slash emergency starter. Alice is going to be relief. Dosser is just going to be emergency starter. I don't really like him, but I gotta have a spot for him. So yeah, so there is my starting pitching staff. I really like what we've done with our pitching over the first 2 years. Completely rebuilt the rotation. Completely, well, for the most part, rebuilt the bullpen. So yeah, I think I like our pitching staff an awful lot. So where does that leave us in terms of 33? So we got to cut 7 players. All right, so Aguirre, Mendez isn't quite ready yet. Jalen Greer isn't ready yet. Ooh, I don't have a backup middle infielder. That's no good. Hubbard, we're all gonna go down, but I don't infield. Gave him. Dan Hanna can go down. All right, so we have six outfielders and 3 catchers. That obviously isn't a thing, and we still have to send 2 people. So, I think, much as I like Taylor Trammell, it's time to move on. And let's see if we can pick up a shortstop or just a backup middle. All right, there's some offers. That's nice. Expected, but nice. In both. And that's probably a good. He's 30. It doesn't really matter. Care about the age. I just need someone to play the position. I'd love to bring on Kato Mori. Love to bring on Dorian Gonzalez. He'd be perfect in that role. But again, clubs to eat most of his. Take him for half because we're not paying our middle infielders. Okay. All right, now we're talking. Don't really want to give up Guevara because he's such a good hitter. He's going to be such a good pinch hitter for us. Somebody. Would you like yourselves an Adrian Hernandez? That do it. Go on, Guevara. Several. Number 89 prospect in baseball, but it's bad. He would really be perfect for what we're looking for. Really give up anything value here, so it's there. But Keel 7. This is a bad fielder. Shame on me for not identifying this as an issue. Alexis Gutierrez. But this may be my good defensively. Not really all that good with the bat, but at least has a good eye and won't necessarily embarrass himself. That this does make Alice one shortstop. Yeah, I think we're gonna make this deal with San Francisco. This is Gutierrez. Ask for a prospect, so I'll ask for a prospect. Ski. Victor Cerda was that Rule 5 guy we were looking. May not be a bad pick. Minor league system. Offer. All right, whatever. I'm not going to spend a ton of time doing this. Gutierrez is my backup middle infield. Yeah, the players are concerned, but if you look at our front office and you look at got a ton of captains and leaders, so it's not a huge issue there. Go. Roster, so now I got to send 2 players down. I think we send Luna down, let him get some time. AAA. Tanner's not long for the team. He'll be gone sooner rather. The problem is Guevara can't play defense, so he's truly just a pinch hitter. Galladay absolutely ripped up AAA last year, so he deserves a shot. The problem is I can't keep everybody. We go with a 12-man I think we're just going to go with a 12-man pitching staff. I'm going to get rid of Dosser, who but he's out of. We're run with 12 pitchers, and that's fine. We've got a solid pitching staff. I think we're okay there. So let's set our lineups. Charts. All right, so ratings. So who is our leadoff hitter this year? We go nuts and make it Valdez because he's got a 60. I mean, he's got no speed, but he seems like the perfect leadoff hitter. And by far the best option we have. So we're going to make our first baseman / designated hitter, Jose Valdez, our leadoff hitter. Our number 2 hitter is going to be. This is not. It's fine. 2 hitter is going to be Herd Blanche. And Luke is going to be our number 3. Is going to be our number 4. Field. SDH and then. Holiday's really, I'm assuming, really, really good against right. It's actually not bad against lefties either, but so Russell's gonna bat 6th. Second left. I want to slot a righty there, but I don't. It's gonna. Hoyos, not that very good hitter. Slot him there. Mix up the lefty, righty, lefty. And we're gonna go with Galladay. And Aho. See up high. Not the best lineup in the world. But it'll do. So let's rate the depth chart. Let's see what they want to do here. Harper every second game. I want Blanche there. I want Valdez as my backup baseman. Fifth game, so that's going to rotate Van Luke, Valdez, Harper, and McComb in those 4 positions about every 7 games, which is what I had asked for. So I'm Harper's going to be our main bat off the bench, followed by Guevara. Right, so let's copy, paste, and then now it's going to get interesting because we don't have a DH. So it's going to do this. We'll move Rajo up. Not a great batting eye, but he's at least decent with contact. And cool. All right. Go to lefties. Paste the lineup. So our order against lefties is going to be, I think, a little different. So Camposano is going to play left for Holiday. Get some playing time. Barra. I really can't play in the field. Man, he's so bad. I mean, I guess he could play first base. He's got no range. His error's pretty good. His arm's average. I mean, I suppose he could play first base. But I'm not going to take out Van Luke or Valdez to put him at first. This is going to be it. The only change that's going to be made is Camposano is going to come in against lefties. Bench lineup. Barra's. What did I? Oh, I told him to ask for the lineup. Damn it. All right. Well, hey, let's give Guevara a chance at first base or at designated hitter and see how he does against lefties, I guess. Blanche batting at the bottom of the order against lefties. On Araujo, second base, and I would love to get Van Luke and Valdez out there. Do this. Stick Valdez in left field. It's gonna hurt the defense, but we'll see how that works. I'm not crazy about that because I think it's gonna end up affecting our pitching staff with such bad defensive players out there, but we'll see. I want to get his bat in the lineup. He needs to be in there every day. He hit almost 40 home runs a year ago. Guess we'll run with this. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it, but again, our lineup isn't that good. So, all right, let's go ahead and sim ahead to opening day. Take a look at a couple things, and we'll call it an episode. All right, so 500 baseball is what he's expecting us to play. Top prospects. Josh Allen is now 5. He's up to 2.5 stars. Getting even better. Man, he's going to be good. So we're going to start him in Double A. Move him up to Triple A, and he'll likely be our starting center fielder next year, unless there's a hiccup of something. Look at minor league system rankings. Let's see where we stand. We're 7th. Allen, Galladay, Melder, and Severino. Meh. We got 4 players on there, but Melder and Severino I don't think are ever going to turn into anything. Melder's already 24 and really bad in Double A last year, so we're going to start him in Triple A this year and see what happens. Let's look at preseason predictions. They have us going 96 and 66 with one of the guess, worst offenses in the American League, but one of the best, well, the best pitching staff. So kind of the way I had it planned all along. Zabel, Andrade, and Springer are all on here, all expected to win 15 games. I will take it. Nobody offensively. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to spend some money on the offense this upcoming season. We've got some money for free agents. We've got a little bit of money for extensions. You can see we have some bigger contracts than maybe what the Oakland A's would normally have. And that may cause some issues down the road. Some of these players are going to start looking for big money. Herb Blanche is going to be looking for a bigger raise, and I don't know if I'm prepared to give him that much money, so we'll see. Danny Carcamo is going to be due for some big money if he has a nice season. You can see our payroll jumps about $12 million. So hopefully we can have a good year, continue to draw fans into the ballpark, which will generate more money for us, which means you can raise the ticket prices and generate more money, and then we can start to afford some of these people. That's going to be about it. I mean, Chris Russell, I really like him. I want him to stick with us. He's only 25, but we do have a pretty solid bat in the minors, so we'll keep an eye here on Russell and see how he does. But we're not going to worry about that this year. This is our team. We got an excellent pitching staff to go with a below average offense, and we'll see what that does. So thanks for watching, guys. When we come back, it'll be I guess that'll be the rule. It'll be the first year player draft. I'll sim through the first month and a half, and we'll go from there. And thanks for watching. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye bye.